Good morning, beautiful people. I just wanted to stop in and share some good things with you today. It's been a long time since I did a video. I think this is probably my third one. Anyway, so I just had some things on my mind. I just wanted to share with everybody, let you know what I've been up to, and I just wanted to share that wealth of information with you. So if you haven't seen, on my Facebook media. I did a interview with a young lady, Cynthia. She has a page on Instagram called Sin's Vision. Follow her if you're not following her already. She's an amazing artist. She is a wonderful activist for people with disabilities. She has two coloring books for children. If you have anybody in your family likes coloring books, if you want to give a child a surprise gift or some kind of motivational something, yeah, please purchase her coloring book. She does amazing artwork. Yes, so we did a conversation last week, a little coffee talk. She hosts a coffee talk podcast on her social media, and she asked me to be her first guest, and I was, and we had a lot of fun. And she told me she got really, really good positive feedback from that. um, just because our conversations was real were real. She was nervous in the beginning, but I told her, one, we've known each other for like almost 11, 12 years or so now. And it's just normal conversation. We talk about things that are passionate, and for us, the things that are passionate are, quality leadership, helping people when you can, just being kind to one another, living your life to the fullest, and not apologizing for anything that you have experienced or not have experienced, in your life. So kind of flowing into that when we start talking about the leadership aspect, and this can go for anybody. You don't necessarily have to be in the military to relate to what I'm going to speak about today. This can be applied to your everyday life, because some way, somehow, you're leading somebody in some form, some capacity. So like right now, I've been involved with a new program that the Navy is looking to try to implement, and it's called My Navy Coaching. And I've been working with a group from Millington, Tennessee since about May, June timeframe. And I really, really love it, because if you know me, and you follow my social media, I'm very big on motivation. I'm very big on, trying to develop yourself to make yourself a little bit better each day, whether you learn something new, whether you speak to a stranger, or you pick up a piece of paper out of the street, everything that you can do to make a positive impact in some way, some form, is always a good thing. Don't ever minimize it. Don't ever think that, well, this isn't big enough, I can't make an impact. Your one thing that you contributed, that one thing that you did, could have stopped something else from happening. So just be mindful of that, as you go through your days. So with this My Navy coaching, again, I love it. I was able to do a couple of life coach certifications online, and the things that they teach you, it's it can I boil it down to just being a decent human being. Have knowing how to have empathy, knowing how to listen to people when they need you the most, taking your time to place yourself in somebody else's shoes, just to kind of relate to what they're going through, and to know that, even though they might not want a response, they need you still. And then sometimes when you want to give them a response, they might not want that. They just want an ear for somebody to listen to, right? So I know the number one question when we teach this course: what is the difference between coaching and mentoring and advising and leading and instructing? So this is my take on this. In a mentorship relationship, whether you're mentoring, high school kids, or, family members, or, military people, it doesn't matter. In a mentorship capacity, there's always a senior person, or a person with more experience than the protege or the mentee. That person with the most experience is the one that's going to guide and develop the junior person to whatever the level is that he or she should be at, right? So the mentor is going to do all the talking, because we know all the answers. We know the steps to take. We know the tests to take. We know the right things to say. We know what you need in order to be successful, because we've been there. So now I can mentor you through this whole relationship. I can mentor you towards reaching your goal. I can mentor you in the steps that you need to take to get to wherever it is you're striving to be. In a teaching capacity, we're going to tell you every single thing that you need to do. Step 1, I need you to cut your phone on. Step 2, I need you to wait for it to load up. Step 3, I need you to sign into your screen. You're giving them step by step by step plays, teaching them what they need to do. Now, if they retain it, that's a different conversation. But you are teaching them exactly step by step what they need to do. You're holding their hand, walking with them, alongside them. In a coaching capacity, I'm not going to tell you what to do, because coaching is all about putting the ownership of what you want in your life back on you. And I like to tell people, if you're hungry, you're going to eat. And closed mouths don't get fed. So if you know there is a goal that you want to achieve, no matter how small or how huge this goal is, I'm not going to tell you how to get there. Because one, I don't know. I probably have not been there before. But I can ask you questions to provide you with self-reflection. I can ask you questions to give you an aha insight moment to make you figure out how to get to your next step, in order to achieve your goal. And the way that we go about doing that is asking what are called powerful questions. And it goes like this. What is your goal? What is your reality right now? What is stopping you or in your way from achieving this goal? So if you get this goal, what's going to happen? How important is this to you? How bad do you want it? How is it going to benefit you? How are you going to know if you have achieved this goal? Because what are you going to measure in terms of it being successful? How are you going to know? When are you going to start? When are you going to start? Because I'm not going to tell you when to do it. I don't know what's in your way. I don't know what your fear is, what's holding you back from achieving this goal. I don't know what obstacles you're going to encounter or what obstacles you've already encountered. But I'm going to ask you the questions to make you think about it. What's in your way? Why have you not started? What has stopped you before from doing this? And it gives you the self-reflection, like I mentioned earlier. And then sometimes it can hit a soft spot, because a lot of the times we don't want to look at ourselves as being a failure, because we try to suppress or hide things to make ourselves feel comfortable. I'm not going to do that today, but it's okay, because I'll go to the gym tomorrow. I'm going to start my diet tomorrow. I'm going to go back to school tomorrow. Then tomorrow gets here and you have every excuse in the world. Well, my schedule was messed up. I got off work late. I had to drop the kids off. I got to order dinner. Oh, I got a headache. Oh, my stomach hurts. My toenail fell off. I can't start today. I'll start tomorrow. But then when somebody asks you a question, what's stopping you from reaching your goal? You do not have a legit answer. And you have to really think about that and ultimately say nothing. I was just lazy and didn't want to do it. And having to admit to yourself that you just didn't want to do it, and understanding that, yeah, I need to get my life together because I'm being lazy. It's a huge impact on people. So when we're talking about mentoring, teaching, and coaching, there are different aspects. Mentoring, the person with the most knowledge is going to do 80% of the talking, because we're giving you everything you need to know in order to achieve whatever goal it is. Teaching is the same capacity. But in coaching, we're only going to talk 20%, because I'm only going to ask you the questions that you need to move through your life. And 80% of the talking is going to come from the person I'm talking to, because I just asked you open-ended questions. You can't say yes or no to an open-ended question. So remember that you can use that every day in your life, talking to, your spouses, talking to your children, talking to the people that work for you. And you will be surprised at how well they open up and they share everything with you. And then you're able to peel back layers of an onion and get down to the core, the root, the cause of a problem that they probably never even thought was the problem to begin with. So now here it is that you might, want to buy a house, but then ultimately when we dig down into it and start asking powerful questions, open-ended questions where you're sharing with me, the obstacles, we find out that maybe you have a gambling problem and you don't have any money saved up. So you want to buy this house, but how are you going to do that? What's stopping you? Oh, you're gambling your money away? Okay, let's address that situation. You're drinking your money away? Let's address that situation. You have a shopping addiction? Let's address that. You will end up finding out that the outer layer of what somebody wants, or it's not really conducive. It's not really a thing. And then when you start peeling back the layers, you find out so much more that needs to be addressed in order for them to achieve their goal. So you have to start working on that inner core first. And once that core is healed and everything is good to go, then you start moving to the outside. And ultimately, you can achieve whatever you want to achieve. And in life, you can't look at your goal, 50,000 miles down the street. You got to look at it right now at your feet and place one foot in front of the other. Because if you look way out yonder, you're going to be overwhelmed. But if you take it step by step, and that way, it won't seem so huge. It won't seem so overwhelming because you're just taking one step at a time. So I wanted to share that with you. And hopefully you can use that, just in everyday life in your relationships, like I mentioned earlier, and you'll be surprised, it just, and with the coaching, we talk about empathy, which is a huge thing that I think America is lacking right now. Empathy is huge. And a lot of people say, well, how do you teach that? You can't teach empathy. We already have it. You just don't know what it is, or you don't understand or know when you're having a connection. And I want you to be aware of what empathy is. So when you're talking to someone and you can relate to what they're saying through, how they're feeling at that moment, to what a life experience they're sharing with you, if you get something on the inside and you're like, well, damn, I feel that way too. Oh, I know what you're saying. I understand. I got you. Yeah, you're displaying a piece of empathy. That's what that is, because you can relate. Now, the difference between empathy and sympathy is, how many times on Facebook has somebody passed away and you went on there and just said, oh, my condolences, but then grabbed your purse and went out to the mall? That's sympathy. You're not really feeling them. You just threw out some stuff to have something to say and you kept moving. But empathy is actually stopping to listen, to understand, to place yourself in their shoes, and to not judge them. But saying, I get it. Because if I was in your shoes, I would feel the same way. I get it. Because if nobody listened to me, I would feel the same way. Empathy is just saying, I get it. I understand. And really, really meaning it. Not saying, hey, how you doing? And you keep on walking because you really don't want to know how they doing, because they might hem you up for like 5 minutes and you don't have time. But actually stopping and saying, hey, what's going on? How are you doing? Let's talk. You got to have empathy. And again, some people might not want you to respond, but just be able to listen and get where they're coming from. And that's what, makes most of us comfortable. They actually listened to me. They said they understood where I was coming from. You might not even have a solution for their problems, and that's okay. And then sometimes you don't have to say anything, but just being there, being present in the moment for somebody is huge for them, because maybe you might just been the last person that they had to talk to. And you just stopping for 5 minutes to show that you care, that you get it, that you can relate to what they're going through, can change their life. They can change their life. And also with that, the things that we teach, we also talk about active listening, which, a lot of us these days, we only listen to respond to stuff. Because in our minds, we're conjuring up what we're about to say next, how we're going to curse this sucker out, how we're going to tell them off, kiss our ass, and walk away. But we're not listening. We're not listening to understand. We're not listening to understand the frustration that somebody has. We're just taking everything personal. Everything ain't about you. Don't get excited. Everything is not about you. Understand why a person is upset. They're only yelling at you because they're caught up in their emotions, and you just happen to be there. It's not an emotion. Understand why they're upset. Understand why they're frustrated. And if you don't know or understand, it's okay to ask. Why are you feeling like this? What did I do to you? Okay, I get it. It's okay. It's okay. But everything doesn't need an emotional response. Let people just have their moment. Let them have their moment. You just sit there. And when they're done, you feel better now? You good? I like to ask people, you want to hug it out? Because my inner peace, too valuable. It's too valuable. And I hope you feel the same way about yours. But listen to what they're going through. Listen to understand why they're present in that moment emotionally at that time. Stop arguing with people. If you entertain clowns, they'll keep performing all day long. All day long. And baby, we were not born to be a part of the circus. So listen to them, understand where they're coming from. Be present in their moment. No distractions. If you're having a serious conversation, put your phone down. Put your phone down. Cut the computer off. Cut the TV off. Be still for 5 seconds. Stop cooking. Get away from the sink and put them dishes down. Be present in their moment and show them that you are actually listening to them, that you understand where they're coming from. It's highly important. There are too many people committing suicide these days. There are too many people with depression and mental health issues because nobody is listening to what they're saying and they feel hopeless. They feel hopeless. Listen when people are talking to you. It'll do wonders. It might not affect you because on the inside you might say, I don't care. But guess what? Show a little compassion, a little empathy to at least look like you care, to help somebody else out who might have been on their last leg and said, you know what, I can't do this on this earth anymore because there's nobody there that has my back. One small gesture can change, can make moves, can move mountains. One small gesture. So coaching, this whole coaching thing, when people say, I don't think it's real, what's a life coach? Oh, it's stupid. It's not a real career. Let me tell you, baby, there are a lot of people out here that need it, that want it, that say thank you after they have talked to me. Because nobody digs into them. Nobody pushes them to think about what they are or are not doing. Nobody is giving them that mirror for self-reflection to say, hey, the ownership is on you. If you want to be successful in life, you can't sit down and cry about the award you didn't receive with the work that you did not do. We are in an Amazon Prime era where everybody wants to order what they want today and expect to have it tomorrow. Baby, that's not success. It don't happen that way. You're going to go through some bumps and some bruises, some mountains and some valleys, some setbacks and some comebacks. It's not going to happen overnight. It is not. Even lottery winners who win money overnight, they are broke right about now. So either you want it or you don't. But the goal is there for you to achieve. If you're hungry, you're going to eat. If you don't, that's on you. But don't go on social media talking about how you didn't get stuff that you wanted, but you ain't put no work in to get it. So what do you want to do with your life? What are the goals that you're setting for yourself right now? How are you striving to be better tomorrow? What are you striving to learn today? Make amends, forgive, start what you couldn't, finish what you didn't. It's a goal for everybody. And my goal is to help make people better the next day and the next day and the next day, even if it's just about 0.5%. Change is better than nothing, right? So keep that mindset. Keep that mindset. So I want to thank you for joining me today. If you have not already, listen, my motivation, I'm loving it right now. I'm hoping I'm motivating other people. Well, I know I am because I get a lot of response and feedback from my social media. So if you have not already, you need to go out and buy this book. Wake Up, Turn Up, Bless Up. Beautiful inspiration for her. This is for my ladies. Ladies, it's tough, especially my military ones. It's tough. I have talked to 4 different females in the last 2 days who are going through things, sharing their stories with me and how they, we have to push 110% more than our male counterparts just to be recognized. And then they wonder why you don't see a lot of females at the top of the food chain in the military, because we have to deal with a lot of bullshit at the bottom of the food chain. And when we have to pick and choose family or get promoted, guess what we're going to choose? To be home with our families. Because sometimes we're not given the same opportunities as the next man. And it's a struggle. 21 years in already, and it has not been easy. But how I handle it dictates my character. And you're not going to put me in a place where I'm going to be like, I quit. Because my mama did not raise a quitter. So if you haven't already, you can purchase Wake Up, Turn Up, Bless Up on Amazon, Barnes & Nobles, Books A Million. Visit my website, unapologeticallyfavored.com. I have so many interviews that I have done speaking on suicide, mental health, depression, failure, success, everyday life, just the things that I've experienced and I've noticed, and just words of encouragement just to help other people get through. And then while you're also at it, scroll down to the bottom of the screen and click on the link for my memoir as well, Unapologetically Favored. This is a book about my life, my struggle, my setbacks, my comebacks, just to let females know, hey, I get it. I am an empath. I understand. I can relate. But you know what? It didn't stop me. I realized I had a purpose. And when you find your purpose in life, There's no stopping you. There's no stopping you. So I want to thank you today. I hope you guys have a beautiful Sunday. Enjoy this fall weather because I love this time of the year. But just remember, Christmas is like 2 months away. So I hope y'all saving y'all money. All right, I'm out.